Hello, my name is Jacqueline Mazika, and I am here to help you understand about face masks and face coverings during the COVID-19 pandemic, the hows, whys, and wheres to wear a mask. I would first like to thank you for being here and give you two definitions as we start. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, behaving compassionately. Apathy, the lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern about something, or lack of concern for others. Both of these words can be used to describe a person. Now let's talk about how to wear a face covering mask during this pandemic. First, wash your hands before putting on your face covering. You should always start with clean hands, as anything on your hands can be then transferred to your mask. Put it over your nose and mouth and secure it under your chin. You do not want any gaps under your chin or on your cheeks, as they are leak points. Try to fit it snugly against the sides of your face. Make sure that you can breathe easily. A mask should not harm you or your breathing in any way. Do not touch the mask while you're wearing it. If you do, wash your hands because the mask is now dirty. It is there filtering the virus or any other germs out of the air so you do not get them or you do not spread them. To remove the mask, remove by the string behind your head or over your ears. If it is a cloth reusable mask, you must wash it. Put it right in the washer if you want, and wash it, and most likely hang it dry. If it is a disposable mask, throw it away. There are various styles of face masks and coverings that can be used. Please remember to leave the surgical masks and respirators for the healthcare providers. There are see-through masks that have a clear plastic over the mouth area. These are good if you are interacting with the hearing impaired or if you yourself are deaf. The full face shield is another option that works great for deaf people as well as those who want to shield their eyes. The basic homemade cloth mask, the tube scarf mask that can be pulled up to cover your mouth and nose when needed, and then worn around your neck to have it at the ready. You may also use a simple handkerchief worn in a snug fitting around your head. The face shield is a common form that motorcycle riders will wear, and of course the disposable face mask. Any one of these styles will do the job. It is a personal preference as to which one you prefer. Let us now talk about the why and the who of wearing a face mask. In a case where two people are together, person one is a COVID-19 carrier, either with or without symptoms, and the person two is a totally healthy person. The first scenario has person one and person two without face masks. This constitutes a high risk of spread of the disease. The second scenario has person one without a mask and person two with a mask. This constitutes a moderately high risk of spread of the disease. The third scenario has person one with the mask and person two without the mask. This constitutes a low risk of the spread of the disease. Our fourth scenario has person one and person two wearing a mask. This is the best scenario as the risk of spread of the disease is very low. If you are not quite sure if you should wear a mask, ask yourself these questions. Are you going out in public? If the answer is no, then you do not need to wear a mask. If the answer is yes, ask the following question. Are you over the age of 2? If the answer is no, remember that face covering should not be placed on children younger than the age of 2. If the answer is yes, wear a cloth face mask or other face shield. Please remember that wearing a face mask is not all about you. The primary purpose of wearing the face covering is not to protect you, it is to protect others. And waiting until you show symptoms is a step too late. It would be like putting a condom on after you had unprotected sex. The cloth face mask acts as a barrier. It keeps the germs locked behind so they cannot infect others, sort of like a condom locks the sperm behind so they cannot impregnate another. As to the wear part of this conversation, if you are in public, you are mandated to wear a mask. The CDC recommends this also. It is a simple piece of cloth that speaks volumes. It tells everyone that you care about people and don't want them to get sick or possibly worse. The state of Pennsylvania, it is mandatory for businesses to have their employees wear a mask at all times while working. Mandatory hand washing is to be done at regular intervals throughout the day, not just when using the bathroom. Social distancing must be practiced by all employees. If you need to have fewer people working in order to practice social distancing, then you must make that happen. You also need to ensure that your business is only at 50% maximum at any given time in order for the customers to be able to social distance. Modified business hours may be necessary to ensure the ability to thoroughly clean the business and restock the shelves, as well as restock disinfectants provided to the employees to continue the practice during the open for business hours. Require customers to wear face masks or face coverings while inside your business. Assign a worker to actually disinfect shopping carts or baskets after every use. If an employee or customer does not feel safe at your place of business relative to COVID-19, they may file a complaint with one of the following or all of them: a local health department or enforcement agency, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration at OSHA.gov, the Pennsylvania Department of Health at health.pa.gov. If a business continues to refuse to follow the listed procedures, their business may be shut down by the state government and or the Department of Health. This will mean loss of business and monetary damages. The poster or sign that is shown here must be signed by the owner of the business, and the name and phone number or email of the designated pandemic safety officer for that building must be listed at the bottom, above the signature of the owner, operator, or site foreperson or manager. The signage poster must be promptly displayed in the business. All employees should also receive a copy of this document. Currently, there are 16 states that require face masks when in public. They are California, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, which is not a state, Hawaii, Illinois, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. I do understand that there are certain conditions that make wearing a mask impossible. I'm not saying that if you already have trouble breathing, you should be forced to wear one. But if you already have problems breathing, you are at more risk to contract a serious case of coronavirus and therefore should avoid being in public. This includes going to the grocery store or family parties. You may think, there's no harm in hanging with your relatives. After all, everyone is social distancing. But what if, when you get to the gathering, your nephew's girlfriend who happen to have just gotten back from a girls' weekend in Florida is there. And there is hugging all around, hugging everyone as they just got engaged. You cannot be too careful. So let me make this simple. Are you an empathetic person? You care about the well-being of others and not just yourself? Or are you a selfish asshole? Case closed. Now go wash your hands.